Well, greetings and welcome. This is the New Thought Media Network. I'm Ken Ludwig. You are watching the Vibrant Living Hour. Hope this day finds you safe, healthy, and happy, and that you're living your best life. Whatever you're doing, wherever you are, whatever is going on in your world today, I just hope it's your best life. I hope that's how you feel about everything that you're doing, and that everything you endeavor to do unfolds that way as your very best life. Hope that's what it is. I'm working on that every day myself to manifest my best life. I've been really kind of interestingly kind of going back to basics, going back to my roots, my metaphysical roots, my science of mind roots, to go back to things that really maybe I've just forgotten about. I'm not as tuned in as I might be to my higher self. I don't spend enough time in my mind in meditating on the core of my being, meditating on that inner self, on that God that is in every cell of my being, that is the every cell of my being, all the spaces between all the cells of my being. There is only the divine. There is only one presence. It is only spirit, God, whatever you want to call it, the overarching creative intelligence of the universe. That's all it is. And I've been kind of going back there. So it's interesting that things come into your pathway as you need them, right? It's the old, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. Let me have a swig of water. You might notice there'll be no CBD infused coffee here today, and the reason is because just before the show, I was running around like a maniac doing some grocery shopping and stuff, and I came home and again running around like a maniac putting all the groceries away. And by the time I got them away, I was soaking wet, and it's just too hot and muggy here in North Carolina to be doing a hot cup of coffee during the show. So maybe next week we'll get back to our CBD infused coffee. But so for years and years and years, I read every single morning out of Science of Mind 365 as part of my meditation and prayer work. Every single day. And if I missed a day, then the next day I read the day before and today. And so I never ever was not up to date, up to speed with what the latest was from 365. I put it down years ago. I'm not sure when, but I put it down a long time ago, and I just stopped using it. Just recently, my beloved Lisa plucked it out, and she's been using it. And she found a couple of things that were she thought would resonate with me, and she kind of marked them and put the book by my meditation space. And one of the things that she came to first and foremost, this is something many of us wrestle with a lot. I'm going to read a lot of stuff today. I apologize for that, but it's just good information. We all struggle with abundance and our mindset around manifesting and money and all of those things. We all kind of have some kind of history with that, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. We all have some kind of baggage, if you will, around that kind of stuff. Certainly my generation, baby boomers, we all have that kind of baggage left over from being raised by parents who were children of the Depression and had a whole different mindset around money and work and work ethic and working hard to make money. And the only way you made money was to work hard. And their mindset was really just about do, go. And we were all raised by that. And, we were raised by things like, what do you think? I'm made of money. Money doesn't grow on trees. When I wanted money, when I was a kid, when I wanted money, I had my first job as a newspaper boy, a paper route, when I was 13 years old. I distinctly remember just before I took over the route, I said to my dad, that paper route I'm going to take over next week? He said, yeah. I said, I don't think I want to do that. And he said, oh, you'll do it. And never, ever, ever even dropped his newspaper to look over it and say that to me. He just said it while he was in the middle of reading. Oh, you'll do it. I've had a job ever since, of one kind or another. Fortunately, 15 or 16 or whatever it was years ago, I managed to transition into being an entrepreneur and work for myself. But still, I've always worked for a living. And that is just part and parcel of being raised in that mindset, that mentality. So I believe this is from June 11th, my beloved Lisa put the book in front of me, or by my meditation my movable meditation altar. My meditation. So remember, we don't live in our own house. We live in my sister-in-law's house, and 95% of our belongings are in storage. So I have a little, like a miniature breakfast in bed tray that has my candles and my incense and my little stuff, my little stones and whatever little icons that I have that they're all on that little tray, and I move it to wherever I am to meditate. So Lisa put Science of Mind 365 right by my meditation stuff, and this was the message for the 11th, and I love this, and I've been reading it every day since. It's titled "Spiritual Substance is My Supply," and it goes like this. I know that spirit fills all space and animates every form. Therefore, spirit is the true actor in everything. But I also know that spirit can only act for me by acting through me. This means simply that God can only give me what I take. I am conscious that as I daily enter into my divine inheritance in my thought and in the spirit, I am entering into the realm of absolute causation. And I completely believe that from this secret place of the Most High within me, there shall be projected an objective manifestation of every legitimate desire. Am I really accepting abundance? Is my thought really animating my experience with the idea of plenty? Am I affirming that divine substance is forever flowing to me as supply? Today, I praise the abundance in all things. I animate everything with the idea of abundance. I am remembering only the good. I am expecting more good. I am experiencing good. I acknowledge the good working everywhere. I give thanks that this good is flowing into my experience in ever increasing volume. There is that within me that sees, knows, and understands this truth, that completely accepts it. There is good enough to go around. Therefore, I do not withhold that good from myself or others, but constantly proclaim spiritual substance is forever flowing to each and all as supply. I absolutely love that. I absolutely love that. And there's the piece there. There's two paragraphs. The end of the first paragraph is the real kicker for me, which is and it's a long one, but I'm going to read it again. I am conscious that as I daily enter into my divine inheritance in my thought and in the spirit, I am entering into the realm of absolute causation. And I completely believe that from this secret place of the Most High within me, there shall be projected an objective manifestation of my every legitimate desire. How's that? Every legitimate desire, there will be projected an absolute objective manifestation of every legitimate desire. If I truly believe that I am entering into that realm of absolute causation, that is as much a part of me as it is a part of the universe. That sacred place of the Most High within. And then the questions that come right immediately after that. Am I really accepting abundance? Is my thought really animating my experience with the idea of plenty? Am I affirming that divine substance is forever flowing to me as supply? Those are questions that I think are worth asking every single day. Am I doing that? Am I absolutely filling my mind with thoughts of the supply that is absolutely caused by me, that is manifested by me? Am I doing that? Am I doing that? So I've been reading that one every day, trying to get myself back into that mindset of, if we want to experience more, better, bigger in our lives, we have to align with it in that infinite ocean of possibilities. We have to. Otherwise, forget it. I posted today on Facebook a number of quotes from Albert Einstein. And one of them is that whatever it is that you want, you must absolutely align yourself with the vibration of it. And it just absolutely must come to pass. I'm saying absolutely not. It must come to be your reality, because there's no other possibility. He said that's not philosophy. That's physics. It is physics, metaphysics. Actually, Einstein also said the more he got to know about physics, the more he leaned towards metaphysics. There is an infinite ocean of possibilities, that quantum field, that in which everything exists. Every desire we could possibly have, everything we can conceive of in our reality is in that quantum field. It couldn't exist there if we hadn't thought of it. Every possibility for our lives exists in that quantum field. And the only way we get to experience the things that we desire is by aligning with the vibration of what it is in the quantum field that we want to experience. And taking it. Holmes talks all the time, Ernest Holmes talks all the time in terms of taking what we desire. We take it from the infinite ocean of possibilities. That's where it is. And that's where we take it from. God can only do for me what it does through me. And what it does through me is allow me to take all of its plenty, its abundance that it has given to me. There's that great quote in the Bible. Is it from Malachi? Where the divine challenges us to, if the divine would open up the heavens, would we have space enough to appreciate the manifestation? That's not a quote. But it's a great Bible passage. I believe it's Malachi. Just look that one up. It's great. But so things are coming to me as I'm trying to get myself into that mindset of realigning myself, reacquainting myself with the simple, with the truth. We as human beings, we get so involved in all the readings and the workshops and workshopping our shortcomings so that we make our shortcomings better when we shouldn't even bother with them. We should just be concentrating on the things we're really, really good at and the things that really work for us, and the other stuff will follow behind. We don't need to work on the stuff we're not good at. It'll follow if we continually are putting out the absolute best we have in what we know and what we can do and what we're good at. Getting back to basics. Back at Mile High Church, Dr. Roger Teal used to, every year he would do the first 4 weeks of January, he would do Back to Basics. Back to Basics originally started out as those first 4 introductory chapters of the Science of Mind. See if I remember the thing itself, what it does, how we use it, and I don't know the 4th one. The thing itself, what it does, how we use it. Boy, but they're the 4 introductory chapters of the Science of Mind. They're the first 35 pages of the book. And they're really, if you read those first 35 pages, everything you need to know about metaphysics is in those first 35 pages. Everything you need to know. The next 600 or whatever pages that are in the Science of Mind textbook are just Holmes explaining to you exactly what he said in those first 35 pages. It's the basics. It is the basics. I used to tell Roger Teal all the time that when he did the Back to Basics every year, what he really needed to do was do it not just once a year, he needed to do it every quarter. Because getting back to basics is where we all need to kind of haul ourselves, because we complicate the bejesus out of everything. We read this and we study that and we workshop this and we meditate on that and do retreats on the other thing. And next thing you know, we've taken a really, really, really simple set of concepts and practices and we have blown them out of proportion completely and have literally nothing left that relates even remotely to the original simple thoughts. First 4 introductory chapters of the Science of Mind. Don Miguel Ruiz is the 4 agreements. It doesn't get any simpler than those things. So those are the things that are coming through to me. Today, I have, for whatever reason, on my YouTube feed, on my Google machine here, I have been getting lots of little snippets of talks by Louise Hay. I did not know a lot about Louise Hay. I really don't. I know that she's written many, many books, that she's a well-respected metaphysician. I know she dragged herself up from not the greatest life in the world. But today, I listened to this little 15-minute thing that she did, and in the beginning of these 15 minutes, she told her story. Now, I'm not going to tell you her story. What I am going to tell you is go Google Louise Hay and read her story, or find this. See if I can find this for you right now without making a big deal out of it here. Go where is it? There it is. It is It's no, of course, you know, and then you get these silly ads on. There you go. This particular one is Louise Hay. Do it right before you sleep. / master your subconscious. Find that and listen to it. It's 15 minutes long. 15 minutes 36 seconds. She talks about again her story. Her story is horrific. You listen to her story, and the first question is, well, what the hell is wrong with me? What is holding me back? Why am I not doing the things that I ought to be doing every single day of my life? Louise Hay had just a horrific beginning to her life. Everything from being fostered out to physically, emotionally, sexually abused, to incredible numbers of abusive relationships, to an early pregnancy and a daughter who she gave up and never saw again in her life. These are just an incredible litany of, oh my God, events that were Louise Hay's history. Extraordinary to listen to. Extraordinary to listen to. And she starts this one particular one by quoting a guy who I'd never heard of, a guy named Ken Carey, in a book he wrote called The Third Millennium. And this is what she starts out this talk with. The warm rains of new thought fall gently on the soil of human consciousness. The warm rains of new thought fall gently on the soil of human consciousness. That's a pretty extraordinary statement. And I'm going to have to look up Ken Carey in The Third Millennium. But what she's talking about basically is that this is not some revolution. This is not some explosion of a change in consciousness that we are experiencing. This is a gradual thing. This is a pursuit of those of us who are interested in raising our consciousness. My consciousness, I am clear as a bell. My consciousness is, if that's high, my consciousness is you not even in the screen. And the example of that, of course, is today I'm going around, I'm thinking about Louise Hay, and I'm going to read you this one affirmation. I'm going to read you several affirmations that she did in this talk, but one of them is about being filled with love and expressing love in every instance. I went shopping. I went to 3 different grocery stores, if you can believe that, just trying to find all the things we need in North Carolina that are organic and clean and whatever, that just not how they live here yet. And so I'm on the road. And people are not particularly conscious in this day and age driving. Everybody's got their phone to their ear or in their face. Nobody signals because they got one hand for driving, one hand for their phone. Nobody signals. They just willy-nilly change lanes. And I'm swearing at everybody. And every time I do it, I'm like, stop it. Just stop. Express love. Send love. Easy to say. In practice, not so easy to do. But once again, it's about getting back to the basics of healing that thought process, that mindset that swears at every unconscious driver out there. And you get back to the basics by practice, practice, practice. And of course, DSP, daily spiritual practice, and focusing my attention on getting past the negative thinking, getting back to the abundant thinking, getting back to the knowledge that, that God is my unfailing, infinite supply. And just know that everything that is happening in my life is absolutely happening for me. It's for my highest and best, for my good. I talked about that on a show a while ago, or maybe I just did it in an Instagram post, but nothing's happening to us. Everything's happening for us. And the reason I know it's happening for me is because every single thing that happens is a manifested moment. And it's a manifested moment for my thoughts, my goals, my intentions, my beliefs, all of the things that run through this little subconscious head of mine. Those are the things that manifest my reality. So they are all coming from me. They absolutely must be for me. And they must be happening for me because they're happening from me. So getting back to the basics and making sure that when the universe says yes, which is the only answer the universe has, the universe always and only says yes. So my job is to make sure that when the universe says yes, that yes is going to work for me. And the way I do that is to be positive, to be affirmative, to do my prayer work, do my DSP, to do my affirmations. Yes, and to do, and to do the readings, but not get so caught up in the readings that I wind up doing more homework than I do actual in the real world work. Louise Hay talked about twice a day, once in the morning, once in the evening. Get in front of your mirror. Never done this. I've never done this in my life, and I've only heard it 1,000 times. And I may, for the first time, change that paradigm. I may start doing this. I shouldn't say may. I think I will start doing this, and I will start doing it because I've heard it so many times. It's like acupuncture, People haven't been doing acupuncture for millennia because it sucks. They do it because it works. Affirmations work. Repetition works. Training the subconscious mind with repetition works. So Louise said, get in front of your mirror every single day, twice a day, and say, I am filled with unconditional love, and I share it today. I am filled with unconditional love, and I share it today. I am filled with indescribable joy, and I feel it today. I am filled with indescribable joy, and I feel it today. I am filled with deep, serene peace, and I experience it today. I am filled with deep, serene peace, and I experience it today. I am connected with infinite wisdom, and I listen for answers, and I receive those answers today. I am connected with infinite wisdom, and I listen for answers, and I receive those answers today. Now, I have a whole slew of affirmations that I do every single morning. I have 6 pages of affirmative thoughts and expressions and things that I read. And then I have this little book here, a little book that I've had for many, many years that this little thing here, and it's got this little book inside of it. I never get it in front of the camera right. And in here I have another half a dozen pages of or more of affirmative thoughts, prayers, just good positive things that I fill my head with every single morning of my life. I'm a firm believer that the best affirmations in the world are the ones we make up ourselves for ourselves, but that doesn't always come easily. So sometimes we need to use other people's thoughts. And I don't know that there are better thoughts than Louise Hay's. She meant to grab the book today, and it's not in this room here. Animal Wisdom, it's called, I believe, that Louise Hay wrote, where she goes through a litany of all different ailments, diseases, and affirmations to mitigate those based on what those diseases are an expression of in thought or in mind. Fascinating book. But if Louise Hay and everything that she accomplished, if she is a proponent of this, and this is something I've heard about my entire life, jeepers, why aren't I doing it right now? Did I just say jeepers? So yeah, back to the basics. Simplistic. Go to Google, read about Louise Hay. If you're a practitioner of the science of mind, go to your Science of Mind textbook and read those first 4 introductory chapters. Lots and lots of people get a book and they skip the introduction, the acknowledgments, they skip all that first stuff and go right to the meat of the book. Well, I'm one of them as well. But I discovered years ago, I've read the Science of Mind textbook 3.5 times. The first time I read it, I think I decided I was going to read the whole thing, and I read the introduction. The introduction was like mind-blowing. 35 pages of OMG. Check it out. It'll work for you. In fact, read that whole book. I always found it fascinating that we study the science of mind and we go through the classes and then become a practitioner. And, I was a practitioner for 14 years. And when you become a practitioner, you do all of this prayer work and you do all these things. But the one thing that none of those classes ever required us to do was to read the Science of Mind textbook. And the whole philosophy is in that book. I read the whole Science of Mind textbook before I ever regularly attended a Science of Mind church or ever went to a class. I had already read the entire textbook. An ex-girlfriend gave me the book back in 2000, not 2000, back in 1999, I believe she gave me the book. It might have been 98. I had been studying metaphysics since about 93, and I started dating her, and she gave me that book for Christmas one year. Anyway, and she'll be the person who connected me to the Science of Mind. But that's all well and good. You got to read the book. Ernest Holmes wrote whatever it is, I don't remember now, 26, 27, 28 books. I've read 13 or 14 of them. They're all fabulous, but nothing is the Science of Mind textbook, which is, by the way, it's not called the textbook. It's just called The Science of Mind, written in 1927, I believe. I think he wrote it the same year that Bill W. wrote the big book for Alcoholics Anonymous. A lot of connections through all of that thought. The rains of new thought fall gently on the soil of human consciousness. Don't forget that one. That's a beauty. So you know what? That's really, I don't want to get repetitious here. That's all I have for you today. I want you to always remember that New Thought Media Network is a nonprofit organization. And if you go to ntmedia.org, newthoughtmedia.org, ntmedia.org, click on donate, just donate. Whatever you're compelled to provide for our well-being and the continuation of what we are doing here. This network, by the way, is growing by leaps and bounds. We are global. We are just involved in so many different things with the Association for Global New Thought, with the Centers for Spiritual Living home office, with churches around the planet doing actually the driving force here of New Thought Media Network. Reverend Robert Brzezinski is going to be speaking at a church in, I believe, Switzerland within the year. So donate. Help us to keep going. Help us to continue doing what we're doing here. As always, I want you to remember, that the world's greatest CBD is provided or manufactured and distributed by HempWorks. They are the sponsor of my show. This is the best CBD on the planet. The processing of this CBD yields the purest, cleanest, most potent result of any processing that exists. And it is third-party validated. It is traced from seed to bottle. It is one heck of a CBD product. They also have the broadest line of CBD and hemp-infused products of all kinds you're going to find anywhere. Skincare, hair care, topicals for pain, gummies. By the way, brand new gummy, Delta 10 gummies. Each one has 25 milligrams of Delta 10 THC in there. And I'm here to tell you, I just got them. I use them two things: for nerve pain relief, for sciatic pain, and for sleep. It works really well on the sciatica, but it works incredibly well for sleeping. So just so you know that, you can find me and ask me about it. But hempworks.com/Ken Ludwig is where you can find all about all of that stuff. You can reach me at teamrockitnow@gmail.com. You can go to my Facebook page. My beloved Lisa and I have a branded Facebook page called Vibrant Aging, which of course goes hand in hand with the Vibrant Living Hour. If you are interested, if you're an Instagram person, I am working on my Instagram presence at evolving_hippie on Instagram. And if you want to know more about the other things, I don't ever represent anything that I can't use and that I don't believe is great products. So I want you to know that if you go to mydailychoice.com/Ken Ludwig, you'll also see other amazing products that I both use and endorse. one more time, make sure you go to, where'd it go? Where did it go? Somehow, there you go. I lost my banner there. Our donation page, newthoughtmedia.com and newthoughtmedia.org and teammedia.org. Go ahead and find me there. I'm sorry, donate there. Find me at teamrocketnow@gmail.com. I, as always, am immensely grateful for the great gift of your time and your attention. I wish you all the love and all the blessings that the universe has to offer. I hope you will join me next Thursday and every Thursday for the Vibrant Living Hour. But until then, my friends, namaste. Namaste and have a fabulous day.